All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started with game two of Team Goldie and the Silver Doors versus Champion Spotlight Austin. And we're already pretty deep into the pick and ban phase here. So we got another Warwick band coming out from Champion Spotlight Austin. We got the Echo band. Uh,
Hold on, let me make. I don't even know if banning phase has started.
has it not?
No, they're just talking in the middle. Eric's gonna hate me because I'm gonna have to copy and paste all this.
Okay, well.
Oh well, he'll get over it. I think they have started. You're right. The Warwick band.
Okay, so we have the Warwick band coming out from I believe that's Champion Spotlight Austin, getting it with the Warwick band, and then Goldie and the Silver Dwarves are going to go ahead and ban the Echo, so they still really don't want Elucida on that Echo, being the big jungle presence that he is with that
He does
Echo
play it all
jungle.
the time. I mean, you can't really blame him.
Oh
It's like
no,
one of
absolutely
the
not,
bands.
absolutely not, and it's looking like. Uh, it's looking like Goldie and the Silver Dwarves are gonna go ahead and ban that Zed from DG Mad Hatter. So I guess they think, or rather, that it may be Sean saying, "Hey, look, guys, he kind of put in a lot of work and whatnot." And I'm sure even Scott Pilgrim was feeling it there at the end, being popped after about 3 or 4 seconds. Even with all that tank that he accrued in those team fights. So I guess they really want to get rid of that. The Zac ban coming from Champion Spotlight Austin, so they don't want Chudo to have that this time around. I guess he was a pretty major force in the very beginning.
Yeah, I don't
The
really blame him
Ari
too much.
ban for
It makes sense.
another
You
ban
know?
for DG Mad Hatter. What do you think of that one, Greg?
I don't know. I mean, they're trying to try. I mean, he is the newest member of the team. I don't. Maybe necessarily they're just trying to put him on Chet because he's not as comfortable on. I don't know. I don't really know. I think it's one of those things. I mean, he does play AP Mages. Like I know he plays Brand for sure. So I don't really know why they're focusing that. I'm surprised they didn't ban a single one of Allergic to Milk's Karma or his Bard at all. I guess they just don't think it's impactful. I mean, last game would disagree though.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And they didn't, yeah, like you said, they didn't ban the Gragas, so Elucida is more than free to go onto that. If Chudo chooses, or they might end up, Chudo might end up trying to pick the Gragas away. But it looks like the Yasuo ban coming from Champion Spotlight Austin. Uh, Honestly, I don't blame it. That was a really, really big. That was a really, really big force in game one. And honestly speaking, the pick was absolutely fine. It worked out to its. It worked just how they wanted it to work in the laning phase, being able to bully Sal, Allergic to Milk, and Bloodnificent out of the lane, and become that really, really big lane bully that Yasuo is known for. But the execution was a little lacking in the late game, so that's a little bit of precaution on Champion Spotlight Austin, saying, hey, you kind of messed up, but we don't want you to correct your mistake, because at that point, then we have a little bit of a bigger issue there. So I definitely agree with that Yasuo ban.
Yeah, I understand that. It makes sense. He really was the carry for their team last game. Um, putting him back on the Renekton on stock. That he was on that last game. He did do a decent job. So I guess they decide, hey, we'll just stick with what worked. Why fix what's not broken at this point? I am surprised they focused DJ Mad Hatter with these bans. I just don't understand. Maybe they think he's their strong point. I guess I don't really know.
I think so. DG Mad Hatter, both DG Mad Hatter and Stock, respectively. I mean, DG Mad Hatter got ahead really, really early on that Kennen mid, being up 2 kills, I believe, out of the laning phase. So that really set the pace for him to not exactly be behind. So it really just like he was on par with everybody the entire game. I mean, of course, minus the Yasuo, but he was on par with the Kennen the entire time. He was on par with the Jax the entire time, to where there wasn't really that much of an issue. So the way that you were saying, where they're trying to put him on a champion that he's not exactly comfortable on. I guess that's them saying, okay, you know what, let's try to slow your pace down a little bit more, and try to get Sean a little bit more relevant. Because if his Kennen was a little bit more relevant that first game, it would have been a completely different story, whether or not Scott Pilgrim was able to execute with that Yasuo late game or not.
And they left the Vi open. That'll be big.
Judo on Vi. Well, I
Vi
mean,
the PMA LCS crusher.
really though. But I mean, we did, or rather, I did. I said it was gonna be hard for Lucida to counteract the Zac game one with what people would sometimes call a less than average meta pick with the Gragas. But man, he put in a lot of work with that Gragas in order to counteract a lot of what Zac had to offer. So maybe it's another test for Elucida to be able to counteract the big meta champion in the jungle.
Is that Wukong jungle?
Yeah, that's the way that it's looking.
Unless it's Wukong mid. Oh,
You know,
I
I
wouldn't
I haven't
mind it.
really seen a lot of builds there. I don't really see it that often. I
Wait
mean,
a second. Wait a second. You see what they're doing here? The
What's
old
that?
misfortune support.
Oh, they could be Sal on Misfortune,
I am so excited to see this.
or that could be the Ezreal mid as well.
Yeah,
We
I
can't
suppose. Their
exactly.
team is kind of up in the air right now.
Yeah, I don't really know
Or
what
it's the
Champion
Ezreal
Spotlight
jungle.
Ashen- Yeah, I mean, if at this rate, right? But no, I really don't know the direction where Champion Spotlight Ashen is going, and the Vlad. So that I think that's gonna go to Enchante. Uh, it's gonna
Varus
be a
and the
Vladimir mid.
The old
And
flavor of the
Varsity
month,
carry.
Varus pick.
Yeah, on the 80 carry.
Which makes
Hmm.
sense.
And a Rise. So that is an Ezreal 80 carry.
Misfortune support.
Misfortune support.
I like it. I like it.
I think so too.
I don't really know. I mean, you're picking misfortune support into a Thresh. That's a little ballsy, in my opinion.
Yeah, but the thing is that if he can stay alive early and he can survive the laning phase and pretty much do what a Misfortune's supposed to do and just not get caught and output as much damage as he can without, without overextending, then you do have that possibility of that Wukong ultimate into the bullet time. So that can be absolutely huge in team fights if done correctly. And really on the other side, uh, what's it called? Goldie, I forgot their name. Team 4,
Goldie and the Silver Dwarves.
Goldie and the Silver Dwarves. I don't really see anything that they could really do to counteract that. I mean, they do have the Vlad that can, they can pretty much W all of the damage that they need to. The Gangplank, yeah, the ultimate from Gangplank can counteract a lot of the team fight ability that Champion Spotlight Ashen is essentially bringing to the table. But where else? Vi is going to be a point and click, and she's going to probably want to. Well, I mean, as all Vi's do, is going to want to go on the Ezreal, and is going to want to go on the Rise. But it just really depends if she's able to. It just really depends if she's going to be able to kill them in a very efficient manner, and honestly, she's going to have to look to kill them within the 2 seconds that she hits the ultimate.
I don't know. I think that. I mean, obviously they can prove me wrong. I just think the misfortune pick wasn't very good. I think the only reason misfortune is good right now is because she counters the Malzahar, the Zyra, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally the only reason she's played. I mean, obviously it can be, proven otherwise. But I don't know. I just think you're picking misfortune into a Thresh. I just think that's a questionable decision. Is that Gangplank mid or Vladimir mid?
I would
I guess
assume it's a Vladimir mid, but then again, I could be wrong.
Yeah, it could go either way. I have seen a lot of Gangplank mid lately.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have on my end. I haven't really seen it, and I haven't really seen any streamers or whatnot actually going for the Gangplank mids. So
It's just Gangplank is just really strong right now. He's kind of underrated a little bit. I guess we'll see.
I mean, against the
Um,
Rise, I could kind of see it because Rise doesn't exactly have as much range as, per se, a lot of his other mid lane counterparts. But I don't know. I still think that's Gangplank top, and Gangplank top into a Renekton isn't that bad because he's gonna be able to orange off the stun that Stock's going to want to use. Or no, they proved me wrong. It's a Vlad top, so yeah, you're right. It is going to be a Gangplank mid.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just Gangplank is just one of those champions that if you just kind of let him free farm all game, he's gonna make you regret it. So I mean, maybe that's what their goal is to just kind of. I mean, what is he going against a Rise? So he doesn't really have a lot to kind of deal with. I mean, Rise early game, he's all right, and he's got an all right amount of poke, but he's kind of one of those champions that just like kind of similar to Gangplank in the sense that he's really just trying to get his tier farms. Gangplank is really honestly just trying to get farm so he can get his ultimate upgraded. But on the Rise, you're really just trying to focus on tier. So it's nice that they have the Gangplank mid because they're kind of able to just let him do what he wants. He's just going to be able to kind of free farm for a while until he's like, all right, well, now I'm going to group up. And he's also got that global presence with the ultimate, which helps too. But we'll see how it goes. It could be. It's also nice too because we'll have the.
Is that a Varus
get
mid?
rid of the Rise. Is it? Are they going Gangplank 80 carry?
Is
They love it. They love doing the odd picks.
Oh my gosh! Shout out to Power of Evil last season with the Varus mid.
Hey, Varus mid last season was pretty meta though, to be honest.
I mean, you're absolutely right, but I mean, it was. I mean, as far as I know, I only saw Power of Evil really putting that to the forefront in the EU LCS. But yeah, Scott Pilgrim he's gonna keep going. He's gonna keep going unconventional AD carries, and I think that kind of threw off Champion Spotlight Austin as well because by all means, I would never expect a Varus mid of all things, especially this day and age.
I don't really know.
I guess it makes
Gangplank. He does not want to play actual AD carries. I will play Gangplank. I will play Yasuo. If you put me on an actual AD carry, I will tilt. But I digress. We'll see. We'll see how it pays off if they're actually able to utilize it a little bit. But looking at these team comps here, in my opinion, you got to give the advantage to Goldie and the Silver Dwarves, at least in my opinion. They have the CC from the Vi Ultimate and the Varus, as well as the Thresh, kind of providing a lot of that there. You have the Gangplank Global Ultimate, who's also taking TP, so that's kind of interesting, the double TP there. I really just think the Sal had Karma and Bard open, and he picked Misfortune into Thresh. I don't know. I just think that was a really iffy pick. Maybe they're trying, like you were saying, maybe they're trying to utilize the Wukong Cyclone into the bullet time. But I feel like other than that, they just don't really have much going for them.
No.
They don't really have a lot of damage. Ezreal Rise is all right damage. If the Wukong gets ahead, he's got damage, but it's not obvious damage like the other team has, and they just don't really have much of a super strong team fight. I mean, who's going to peel for Ezreal and Misfortune?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to want to go for the engage, so Wukong's going to have to be diving. So I guess it's really up to Stock at that point, but Stock is just going to be such a beefy character that they're going to want on the front line, engaging the Vi and trying to, or attempt to engage the Gangplank at that point. So yeah, I mean, I really don't know, either, so, but by that same token, I do think that that Champion Spotlight Austin has the better engage. While Goldie and the Silver Dwarves do have that Vi ultimate engage, I don't really see it anywhere else. I mean, yeah, you can make the case that Varus ulti on one person could be a decent engage because it's essentially like an Ash arrow minus the whole global aspect of it. But honestly speaking, it's going to be hard if Elucida can get the initiative and get the correct engage on the Wukong, because he's gonna be able to W in, so he's gonna be invisible. I just think that Champion Spotlight Austin has the better engage at that point. So if they get the better engage, in my opinion, they're gonna win the team fight.
You know what the big difference between these two teams, in my point, is going off of what you said. You talk about Elucida on the Wukong, like having that engage. Dude, Chudo's playing Vi. He ults in. He's gonna kill Ezreal. He's gonna kill Misfortune because they have nothing to deal with him. What are they possibly gonna do to kite him away? I think this would have been such a good team comp for Champion Spotlight Auction for Sal to play Karma. It would have been so good. You could give the movement speed buff to Wukong to engage. You can use a Mantra Ultimate or Mantra Shield to disengage from the Vi. It would just their team benefits so much from movement speed. Like the Wukong, yes, he does have a decent engage with the decoy, and he can kind of make plays there. But that's a very big if. If he can get a great decoy and get behind them, if he can kind of make the plays happen. Vi is like, all right, well, I'm ulting, you're dead, and they don't. And Vi doesn't do very well against heavy CC that's able to peel back. But in this situation, they have no. He's gonna go in, and one of the carries is gonna die.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely 100% with you. Where Sal honestly should have pulled out the Karma instead of the Misfortune, especially going back in history. Misfortune support hasn't exactly been the strongest pick here in the LCS, and even in the professional leagues, it doesn't work 100% of the time. So I do agree with you there that Sal honestly could have brought out the Karma, could have brought out the Bard. Also, Malzahar was on the table as well, something that we didn't talk about, and something that we absolutely loathed the last time that two teams played was the Malzahar support. He didn't even go for that either, which, I mean, in this team comp maybe wouldn't have been as good as a pick.
Yeah, Sebastian, we currently have a black screen on stream.
Oh, do we? Let me go ahead and fix that.
My God, that Misfortune skin, ridiculous. Yeah, I think the Deathfire touch on the Varus. Okay. Interesting.
Are we gonna see an
decision.
AP Varus for all intents and purposes? I mean, what the?
I mean, his ult, his what's it called? His W also proc off of it. This is the quiver, and the quiver procs off of it. Yeah, so we're gonna have to see what happens here. I really think a lot of it's gonna come down to the bot. If Pilgrim and Music Dude are able to, granted, Pilgrim and Music Dude got very far ahead last game. They got fed on the Yasuo. So if they're able to get as fed as they did last game, they might be able to get that huge advantage. Especially like we said with that Misfortune, it might be a little rough to deal with there. But looks like standard starts coming out here. Looks like there's not any kind of invade going on. Be interesting to see the invade with the Misfortune support.
Don't think it's really that strong. I'll be honest. I'm gonna go ahead and throw my hat out there that it's not very strong.
Here comes my Make It Rain. Oh crap! I have nothing else. Now run.
Now run.
Crap! Precious Hook. We're dead. Yeah, I'm surprised they're not invading on Goldie and the Silver Dwarves. They could. I mean, they do have the wards up, so. Solid trash talk coming out here. Well-rounded trash talk.
So pretty standard starts coming from both sides. Shudo actually opting to go for the red first. So he's gonna want to try and put a little bit more pressure top, from what I'm guessing, instead of going bot lane and opting for the blue start. And Lucida's gonna be able to pretty much counteract that. Who do you think is stronger, pre-6, Wukong or Vi?
It depends who gets the advantage. If he's able to get the decoy and kind of get the Nimbus strike without expecting it, I'd probably give it to Wukong. But if Chudo is able to land the Vault Breaker, you have that damage advantage right there. It really depends on who gets the event, like who gets the kind of the first attack on the other person. Who kind of gets that advantage there. Yeah, nothing really special starting down here. Kind of a rush to level 2. Oh wait a second. They did send Gangplank mid, so it is Varus AD carry. Maybe they just decided to put Scott Pilgrim mid instead of AD carry this time.
Oh, okay, all right.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. But still, something else interesting to talk about is he still opted for the Deathfire touch in the bot lane.
Yeah, that might have been an accident. I mean, who did he play last game? He played Kennen?
He played Kennen.
Well, he did go Thunderlord, so I don't really know. Might have been an accident or something. Regardless, that is his life decision. Currently, the allergic to milk buddy bottom lane is kind of doing a really good job right now. They're zoning them out a little bit. Ferris right now is sitting at 3 farm. Ezreal's sitting at 12. That Misfortune support is doing a really good job of zoning with the Make It Rain. They haven't really been able to get that level 2 yet. They just got it right now, so they haven't been able to make plays off of the hook. It's the buddy and allergic to milk have been doing a great job of zoning them up with their poke.
Yeah, I mean, huge credit to Sal being able to poke out, especially this early, because now at this point it doesn't really matter if the Thresh is able to get the poke, and it's looking like they're getting shoved in a little bit more, but it doesn't really matter if Thresh can actually land the hook at this point because Varus is just so low. Not being able to have that Warlords and to heal off just a little bit off of it, instead having the Deathfire touch. And also Thresh opted for the coin rather than the Targon's brace. So
Trying to get the cooldown, I guess.
I mean, I guess so, or maybe trying to get a little bit of the engage late game with the coin. It looks like a hook is coming out here, but you see, there's not much they can do at this point. Ashante's too low to be able to really emphasize that hook.
Hey, allergic to milk did take a lot of potion or damage. You did have to pop a potion there, but you're totally right. If he had more health, they might have been able to make something happen. But because he's down, a bunch of farm at this point, he's taking so much poke damage from the Misfortune. There's not much you can do. Looks like they're trying to get something top going. Now let's see the. Just gonna back out of there. Kind of hard to tough gank of Vladimir when you're Wukong 3-6. Looks like he's just gonna opt to back out. But again, it does give a lot of credit to Enchante that he's able to keep the farm generally close. That is the advantage that he's able to just sit back and use Piercing Arrow to kind of farm away. But granted, Allergic to Milk has been doing a great job on this Misfortune so far. I think a big thing will be once they back and come into lane, who will get the advantage then? Because then their bottom lane will have a little more health potions. Varus will have his tier by then, you assume. He'll be able to kind of sustain a little bit more. Misfortune support really benefits in the early 1 to 3 because that bullet time, the Make It Rain can just do so much damage early on with the AP starting item, with the Spell Thief's Edge. So he's able to kind of get all that damage out, and because of that, that's where they get the advantage from right now. That's why he's able to zone him out, because he has that early level and he has that early damage.
Yeah, you're right. And something else to really talk about is why Chudo didn't go in for the level 3 gank on bot lane. Because you see here, if you would have, now as I'm talking, he's actually going to the Tribush to try and attempt to make something happen, but now it's being counteracted by a ward. But if you had gotten that level 3 gank off in bot lane, Misfortune doesn't have a lot of options in running away. So you get that level 3, hey, maybe you're not successful in actually getting the kill on the gank, but at least you blow that Misfortune's flash, especially really, really early, and then you put that priority in bot lane to be able to really make it easier for your bot lane in general, because then Misfortune doesn't have that disengage to make it happen. And it looks like Chudo's trying to get in here, but he is getting word. He's not going to be able to smite, and he pays for it with his life. So that's pretty unfortunate for Chudo on the Vi. But what makes Vi so strong is the fact that she's able to gank so early and is really, really effective early on in the match. So he's not really using that to his full potential.
Yeah, at that point he was just trying. Ooh, the nice hook's coming out. The flay into the minions. There's that squishy Misfortune coming out. They're trying to follow up, but they don't have cooldowns right now. The pokes are coming out. There's one. The exhaust is coming down. There's two. He gets the piercing arrow. It is enough to finish it off. He is taking a lot of damage, though. He does have the heal available. Pops the heal. He is getting the W stacks on the Ezreal right now. Oh, he does get the E damage down. Music Dude doesn't have enough mana to finish it off, though. Oh, it looks like he's trying to opt into it, but he does not have heal or flash, but that advantage kind of going to Buddy, and the nice hook's coming out. Ooh. The flay damage. Oh, isn't that flay? He's not enough mana. Finish him off with the auto attacks. Very questionable decision by Buddy there to stay that close to the minions.
Honestly, I don't think he respected the Thresh too well. I think he more or less thought, okay, well, he doesn't really have a lot of damage.
I'll just arcane shift out if I need to.
Yeah, exactly. But he didn't really respect it at that point, and not having the summoners and whatnot, he could have just easily backed off and focused on farming the wave. and getting a little bit of an advantage. The fact that the AD carry died instead of him.
I mean, that was still a huge advantage to Buddy though, because the entire wave bottom lane is not gonna push into tower. Let me check. Yeah, I mean he's only gonna lose a few of these. I mean that's about 15 minions there he's gonna get. So he's already up 13 farm plus this huge wave. Well, he would have gotten more if Sal decided not to push it, but Sal just like, I don't care. I'm gonna get my own wave
And
here.
he misses the cannon minion as well, so that's pretty tilting. But anyway, so going back to that beautiful thresh hook by the music dude. You see, if first is Elucida gonna
Damn.
I mean, how do you cast that? Like it was a lot of the same thing that happened to Elliot or Yuri on a couple of other games ago.
Ooh, Vi ultimate's coming out. Are they gonna have enough damage? Oh, Vault Breaker missed it from Chudo. Oh, good thing he didn't get stand on the tower there. Man, if he had not missed that Vault Breaker, if he casted a little longer, they might have been able to get the kill on DJ Mad Hatter. But regardless, able to just flash out of there, no problem. Buddy getting a lot of damage on the music done. Ludwig to Milk is coming in, does have the bullet time. Also, Ezreal does have True Shot Barrage. Oh, might be able to make something happen here. No level 6 from Varus yet. They are sitting on a ward. The hook's coming out, does land on Allergic to Milk, going in with the flight. He does have the box, has not used it, uses it right now, but they're not proccing it. Very nice bullet time coming out from Misfortune.
Ooh,
oh, the arcane
nice,
shift into the Mystic shot to kill the Thresh. Is it going to be enough to also kill? Oh my gosh, very nicely played. Landing those Mystic shots from Ezreal. Awesome play. The arcane shift into the Mystic shot, finishing off the Thresh, then having the cooldown to get another one right onto the Varus.
Really well played there, because by all intents and purposes, Thresh had the pick on the Misfortune, but what it's looking like now is Buddy actually opted to go for the Sheen instead of going for that early tier, or I guess maybe he's thinking instead of going the tier, maybe just opt in for the damage rather than the kite potential, which kind of makes sense. A lot of Ezreals do opt in for that more aggressive build. But the Sheen really making the difference there, being able to output way more damage than I think he only had the Serrator's Dirk at the time, and some boots, being able to output a lot more damage and being able to pretty much turn the script on that entire fight.
Yeah, it's a little weird that the Thresh didn't use his box earlier, or maybe even save the Flay. Looks like he's taking a lot of damage now from the Misfortune. The Lantern's coming out. Ooh, they are going on to the Exhaust is burned on the Varus. They are getting the procs onto him.
He doesn't have ultimate.
With the E. Ooh, Ezreal is getting the damage done. The Rise is coming in to follow up. Very nice ultimate. They are able to finish him off. Looks like Varus might be going next. The Q to the E is going to get on him right now. Is the Snare going to come out here in a second? Very nice slow from Misfortune. Able to finish him off there. Very nice Realm Warp from Rise. Able to get in there, follow up on that potential kill.
Yeah, and it's really weird that they opted to fight for that, because Varus still didn't have level 6.
Oh, Chudo is going in right now. Man, big thing there. Chudo missed the Vault Breaker. Scott Pilgrim's coming in with the barrels though. Bullet time's coming out. Gonna miss a little bit wide. But yeah, I think that fight right there, if right is the specific. Oh, it looks like Lil C is ganking top though. Decoy's coming out to follow up with him. He does have red buff. The Hemiflage is burned. That looks like it's not gonna kill anybody. Kind of juking him around a little bit. But yeah, if Chudo had landed his Vault Breaker there on Allergic to Milk, he might have been able to get the kill, but he missed the Vault Breaker and then he ulted. It's just not a lot of damage there. Vi is very reliant on landing her Vault Breaker. If you can get the ultimate off, that's great, but the Vault Breaker is where you get most of your damage. The ultimate is just kind of where you get the engaged, but landing the Vault Breaker is really where you get that good chunk.
Yeah, so maybe she would have opted to get a little bit closer in order to Vault Breaker, and then to immediately to Vault Breaker into the I believe it's called
Assault and Battery.
Her Assault and Battery to be able to get those stacks off pretty early and to be able to pretty much burst.
Yeah, even if you use Assault and Battery first and then just use the Vault Breaker, the ultimate into Q combo from Vi is one of the strongest jungler bursts out of early AD junglers. So man, it's regardless. That's a big thing right now. Is Chudo has not been landing these Vault Breakers, and that's where Vi gets all her damage. But it looks like they might be trying to zone out a little bit here around the dragon. They do have the gold lead right now, so they're maybe trying to push that advantage a little bit. Ezreal does have 3 kills. Ooh, Thresh might be out of place a little bit. Gets the Flan allergic to milk. Misfortune is by himself. Looks like Wukong is coming to follow up right now, though. The hook's coming out into allergic to milk. Lands it. The flay's coming out. The nice E from Varus. The TP's coming in as well. Looks like this might be the end of allergic to milk. The lantern's coming out. Are they gonna have enough to kill it? Ooh, the flash over the wall. Very nice. Gang point there to try to get the kill. Maybe if he used a little bit earlier, might have been able to use get a good kill. But no, just waiting a little too long there.
And it actually burns the teleport from Vladimir, so Stockadelius is going to have some free time up here in top lane, being able to push a lot of these waves, and Packer just, really not being able to get anything for that teleport. He's going to have to walk all the way back, and it doesn't even look like he's walking straight there. He might try to tax a little bit of mid lane, but now he's going to go ahead and recall. But now Stock, being able to get a lot of damage on that turret, he might be able to get first turret gold as well. Oh, DG Mad Hatter not exactly in the best spot right here. Chudo actually does land the Q. The
He does still have the assault and battery. Oh, but Packer's getting picked out on the back line though. Has to use the pool. Looks like it's not going to be enough. The Hemoflage comes down, but it's not allergic to milk. They are able to get the kill there. Oh, nice flash ultimate coming out from Elisita, and the snare to follow up. Vi trying to get away with the flash, but DJ Mad Hatter holding that snare long enough to counteract it. Looks like they're going to opt for the dragon here. I think Cloud Dragon will definitely help their Wukong engages a little bit there.
Absolutely, and they're going to be able to get that first turret, that first gold turret on top tower, and get the dragon at the same time. So absolutely worth for Champion Spotlight Austin in this position, being able to really capitalize on objectives all over the map.
Yeah, it's definitely. Vi got going a little too far there. The hook coming out. Oh, missing wide right. But Vi. Oh, looks like Elisita could be roaming down. No, Optin's just back. Doesn't have his ultimate, so he decides better call would to be just back right now. But there is a 4K gold lead coming out right now. A lot of that's coming from Buddy with the 3 kills on the Ezreal, especially on the Rise as well for DJ Mad Hatter. 2-0-4. Gangplank has been farming, but it doesn't really do much because he doesn't have his Triforce finished. He doesn't have any kills. So he's not really able to provide that damage that they really need. Plus his ultimates haven't really been, on point. He's kind of been using them a little too late. Not really in the middle of a team fight. Just kind of missing them all over the map, which is what makes Gangplank so strong.
Also, Chudo hasn't exactly finished his jungle item either. He's going for a straight first item rush onto that Triforce. I don't think I agree with that. To be
especially when you're down as much as you are. I don't know.
I don't agree with it because it doesn't look like. I mean, I understand that you're not really getting the damage out that you need to be doing as a Vi, but that honestly means that you're dying way too early and way too fast for your own good. So honestly, a little bit of tank would actually benefit you a lot more. DG Mad Hatter actually getting caught. Nice flash to be able to counteract that. And allergic to milk actually all the way in the back, thinking she's a 10-1. Thinking she's a 10-1 misfortune. Hitting bullet time on three enemies, I'll give her that, but doesn't exactly have the damage just yet to be able to really capitalize on it.
I'm surprised Champion Spotlight Auction isn't roaming around on this. They could make a play on this. Ooh, Thresh is very low. Wukong, let's see this coming around. They don't have vision on him. No, looks like. Oh, here he comes in with the decoy. The E in misses the ultimate. Nice flash away. He finishes him off though. Able to get the damage. The snare's coming out. Pool from Vladimir. Is he gonna get the Hemoflage damage on Wukong to kill him? Not gonna be enough. The E's miss or the Q's missing from Rise. Excuse me. Not enough damage there to kill him. But Chudo's coming in bottom lane. Does have his ultimate. Worst comes to worst. Does not have flash though. Not gonna get in range. Very nice flash from Beneficent to get away from that kill.
And actually, something really, something kind of weird to talk about is he actually had his Arcane Shift, but didn't immediately burn the Arcane Shift.
I think his indication was that if he Arcane Shift, he still would have been in range for the Vi ultimate. So maybe he was trying to flash first and just get out of range and then Arcane Shift.
Oh no, I completely agree with that. He flashed first, but honestly speaking, Chudo was actually pretty close to hitting that ultimate. He was moderately in range, so that Arcane Shift would have been that extra little 2 steps to get out of range a little bit more safely, but doesn't opt to take it. So that's very lucky for Buddy that he wasn't in range at that point.
At this point though, like we were saying, Trudeau didn't opt to get his jungling out at first. He went for the Triforce, but he's behind so much gold. It's just not. He's not really able to get that advantage there. He doesn't even have Triforce finished, so he can't really, like you usually go Triforce on your jungler first when you're ahead of a lot of gold, but he's not right now. I mean, he's like what? Let's see. He's currently 1K lower than their Wukong. Oh, the bullet time coming out. Very nicely done. Misfortune support is having its effect right now.
Yeah, it seems to be working a lot for Sal, especially because of the fact that Chudo wasn't able to get a lot of those early ganks off. They weren't able to really capitalize on the fact that Misfortune very very early, and there he is. He falls to the Wukong ultimate and the full rotation, but he wasn't able to really make much of an impact in the very beginning of the game, and that's something that Vi absolutely excels at. That's what makes her so good nowadays in the meta, is the fact that she's able to turn a lot of these early fights and to get those advantages to where they need to go. Chudo, Chudo hasn't been able to do that. He hasn't been able to get those ganks off. He hasn't been able to really turn the tide of the game. And, that Triforce build isn't really going to help him either, because at that point, he's going to try and one-shot, and here we go again. Thresh being caught out for absolutely no reason. Who's around him? They know that the Varus is in lane. They saw him in lane. But in any case, Chudo,
they're going to die to the Gangplank.
Chudo honestly wasn't able to make it happen, and now the Misfortune just able to run amok. She is 4-3. She's 4-3, and she has a little bit more. She has a little bit of items on her as well to make her a little bit more effective with that bullet time. So.
Oh, Sal's out of place though. They have the vision on him here.
Oh,
Looks like they're going to try and do something. Hemoflage is coming down. No. Oh, nice on the Misfortune. Misfortune does get the bullet time off on the back line now. Chudo versus Lucida. Who's he going to get the damage? Oh, Lucida coming out with the damage to finish him off. Oh, ooh. Nice flash W from the Vladimir. Very well played. Yeah, it's a situation right now in which, what are they called? Goldie and the Silver Dwarves really just need to utilize that Gangplank ultimate. He hasn't really been using it at key spots right now. He's kind of been saving it a lot for his own kind of benefit. And because of that, Allergic to Milk has been able to get off some seriously good bullet times, because he hasn't really had that pressure on him on the back line to kind of force him to go off. And it looks like Scott Pilgrim might be going down right now in the mid lane. A lot of damage coming out. The red buff from the Ezreal's coming out. Oh, now he burns the ultimate. Waited too long to use it there. Yeah, I mean, right? if he used it a little sooner, he might have been able to get them to zone off a little bit. But granted, with that being said, DJ Mad Hatter has gotten a lot of nice snares from this Rise. He's really been a playmaker there. The remove Scurvy from the Gangplank is nice because it gets rid of the Rise snare. But then after that, Ezreal had the red buff to slow him, and he had to use the remove Scurvy on the Rise snare rather than on something else, maybe on a Renekton stun or a slow from Misfortune. So he has to use it early on in team fights, and then they're able to kind of capitalize and kill him.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. So, as we more or less, try and look at the situation we have right now. 6-16. Goldie and the Silver Dwarves right now are down 7K. It is 21 minutes in. They do not have a dragon yet to answer for Champion Spotlight Ocean's 3 dragons. What exactly do they do at this point? You understand what I'm saying? They obviously have the late game. They do have the Vladimir. They do have the Gangplank that, eventually will scale up. But what exactly do they do at this point in order for them to become a little bit more successful? And, that Thresh getting picked off doesn't exactly help their case. But, what do you think they can do at this point in order to get back into the game?
I honestly don't really know. I mean, maybe work around the Vi ultimate to kind of get something going. I mean, right now, Goldie and the Silver Dwarves, Champion Spotlight Ocean are just working the map so well. You can tell that Goldie and the Silver Dwarves, their subs are just not working out very well together. They don't seem to have that team fight synergy. Whereas Champion Spotlight Ocean are working really well together. Utilizing the Realm Warp from the Rise. Good bullet times, working around the bullet times. They've been working very well as a team together. And it looks like I'm just gonna back off now. But you can really tell that team cohesion's coming into effect. Thresh looks like he's trying to maybe make a pick here that don't have any vision around. Sal is by himself. Oh, no, just gonna reveal them there.
not
But yeah,
interested.
I mean, it's honestly just a situation in which
That was close.
they're just they honestly just need to work as a team, and that's honestly the biggest problem they had in game one as well, was the fact that they didn't really work as a team. They have Scott Pilgrim, who's on this game was on Gangplank. Last game is on Yasuo, who's getting pretty strong. He's got a good amount of farm at this point. He is 0-2, but he does have his Triforce finish. He is Gangplank, but they're not playing around that. They're not playing around their team at all. They're trying to make individual picks rather than grouping up and pushing. We were saying earlier, the Vi is going to be able to go on the Ezreal or the Misfortune and kill them with the engage. But at this point right now, because he's down so much gold, it might be hard. He's going to go in and try to do something and, maybe not be able to do something. And looks like they're going in right now on Packer. Ooh, get the engage on the stock. The nice hooks coming out. Ooh, the box just missing the flash over the wall. Ooh, LSD is coming in with the decoy. Packer does not have the pool. Oh, he blast cones over a little bit too far. He gets the Cyclone off on the thresh. The open's coming out from Gangplank to interact that. Very nice turn there. The double barrel Q coming out from Gangplank with the stairs on Mad Hatter, but it doesn't even matter. He's just going to crush the back line here. Bullet time coming out, able to finish off the Vladimir. Very nicely done. Mad Hatter does have the snare. Will they be able to do something like Gangplank? No, they do have to back out. Oh, they are slowing Chudo. Looks like Chudo might be a little bit out of place here. Looks like he's just going to get out of here. Man, Allergic to Milk just putting that damage in there. Meanwhile, the whole time, Budnificent is just pushing bottom lane. Doesn't have any damage on that turret yet, but might be able to get it down because he's got enough time to do so.
Man, honestly speaking, Champion Spotlight Auction is just working the map really, really well, and they're down a teleport. Something that you said very early on in the game was the fact that they had 2 teleports, so they're able to work around the map a little bit better than Champion Spotlight Auction in theory, but they haven't been able to really make that happen. And very nice flash over there by Budnificent. They haven't been able to utilize that flash in order to get a lot of those objectives. It's one thing to be down in kills, but it's another to really not be able to be successful on objectives, especially when you have 2 teleports.
Looks like they are at a place now here. Rise is able to get out of this. Vi does not have her ultimate up. Looks like they might have enough damage to follow up with the stock. He doesn't have the blast going to get away. Oh, Chudo missing the Vault Breaker. Looks like he's just going to slice and dice his way out of this. Meanwhile, Budnificent is pushing bottom the whole time. Not really sure why they're chasing this as much as they are. I mean, I guess they really want this kill. There's the slice. Is he to get the dice? Oh, the Gangplank ultimate. Nice Vault Breaker to finish him off. A little bit out of place there for Champion Spot Auction, but whole time Budnificent just pushed bottom. He got a tower there, and now what? He's up. Oh, he is down in farm still, surprisingly enough. Varus has been farming quite a lot. But granted, they were at a little out of place there. The Renekton and the Rise were kind of pushed up a little bit, maybe trying to force that tower too much. Vi did get the ultimate on the Allergic Milk early in that fight. Packer is chasing this kill very hard here. Doesn't have any form of CC. I don't think he does have his Royal Ice finish, so he does have the slow. But Budnificent does have the red buff. He also has heal, so not much really going to happen there. Ooh, they're making a rain coming out from... Oh, looks like LSD chasing up top lane. Ooh, he gets the damage on the Chudo. He comes out the Cyclone. Oh, the flash comes out. Ooh, very nice kill. Finishing him off there with the damage. Awesome Cyclone there from LSD. Really showing how much more effective he's been on this Wukong than Chudo's been on the Vi all game.
Absolutely, and it was much of the same thing we were doing. Chudo can't 1v1 the Wukong. By all intents and purposes, Vi should be able to at least put up a decent fight against the Wukong 1v1. But the thing is that Wukong has his jungle item finish, the Red Smite as well, so he's able to duel a little bit better. But it looks like here Lucida's gonna have to go down, taking a couple of steps, and really good by Goldie and the Silvers to counteract that. I can't with their name, dude. I just really can't.
Dwarves.
I can't, dude. I just really can't. But
the Silver Bears.
But in any case, like Chudo just isn't able to. Chudo isn't able to do anything. Yes, he has 3 kills on him, but really, what kind of impact has he had on this game? We have a little bit of a fight here, but again, doesn't have that damage.
They got to get the Vi. Oh, it looks like they might be chasing it here. They are sitting on a ward. Buddy is back in there. They don't have vision over him right now. Thresh is trying to make something happen. Misses with the hook. The making a rain comes to slow down. The snare's coming out from Rise. Not a lot of damage. Rise is by himself, getting exhausted though, walking right into the box. The bullet time zoning him off a little bit. The Thresh going down to the bullet time. Looks like a lot of damage is coming out from the Gangplank though. Rise with the sweet damage onto the Varus on the backline. Chudo is trying to maybe make something happen with his ultimate, but this whole time, Stock Dalius is just getting that tower top. They don't have the answer with the Packer Vladimir. Stock is just able to get that tower. Chudo is waiting. Uh-oh, looks like Chudo might have disconnected.
Looking like it.
And the pause is coming out. But right now, it's a fact in which Champion Spotlight Auction is just playing so much better into their team composition. You know, DJ Mad Hatter has been doing a great job of getting these snares down. And then, you know, it's kind of a situation in which Goldie and the Silver Dwarfs look like they have a great fight going. And it's like, oh, it looks like we might be able to make something happen here. You know, they're kind of out of place. We're going in for this engage. And then right when they go in for the engage, the Rise Snare comes out, and then right into bullet time for Miss Fortune. And that's a great counter to it. It's a fantastic counter because Gangplank, who utilizes on sitting in the back, and Varus just utilizes in sitting in the back, kind of just take all that damage from the Miss Fortune the whole time. You know, they're trying to kind of get up there and get their damage up, you know, trying to move up in the team fight. But Miss Fortune is able to notice that and crush their back on.
And something that I was actually gonna, going off of what you said, being a Miss Fortune, you know, having really, really good positioning, is that, honestly speaking, Team 4 can't opt in for those jungle fights. They can't opt in for those corridors because they get absolutely crushed by Allergic to Milk on that Miss Fortune. He has his Black Cleaver finished at this point. He has a Serrated Dirk, probably going for the Yomus. I'm not exactly too sure. But he's in the back line, and he's able to just shred whatever, you know, whatever armor that they have already, or in Chudo's case, doesn't have. You know, it doesn't bode well for them. So they have to opt in for these jungle fights, but they get absolutely destroyed in those same jungle fights. So you know, you're kind of working between a rock and a hard place if you're Team 4 at this point.
So it looks like we just have a little technical difficulties here. Just waiting for the reconnect. But at this point, if we're looking at the scoreboard, all of the gold pretty much being put into that Rise to 215 farm. You know, you would hope that Buddy had a little bit more farm bottom lane because he had so much of an advantage. He does have about 2k gold lead. But regardless, you would hope he is a little bit more ahead in farm to kind of push that advantage a little bit farther. But regardless, he does have the 4 kills. You know, at this point, it's going to be very, very, very hard for Goldie and the Silver Dwarfs to make any kind of comeback. You know, LSD is going to really be up there with the Cyclone, plus with the Stock Dalius Renekton and Slice and Dice just sitting on the back line. You know, they're really going to rely on the Rise snares and then Miss Fortune just, you know, almost bullet time to kind of just crush the back line. Chudo needs to get an ultimate off on Miss Fortune or Ezreal, and they need to follow up with a Gangplank ultimate. Both those things need to happen. Right? Assault and Battery right into Gangplank ultimate on Ezreal or on Rise. That's the way they're going to win team fights.
I absolutely 100% agree with you. But the thing is that, you know, by that same flip of the coin, Chudo's not able to survive that long. You know, he opted for the Triforce build, and now he's getting a little bit of tankiness with the Bomby Cinder. Maybe going for the Cinder Hulk upgrade on that Skirmisher's Blade. But I just don't think Chudo can survive and able to get that, you know, to be able to get that engage down. So, you know, in theory, yes, you're absolutely right. I 100% agree with you, but he just can't survive. Look at that. He's running away from a 2v2 situation, and Ashante just gets popped for it, but now he gets a little bit of backup.
They do turn this, though.
Yeah, they get a little bit of a
yeah,
break there.
Milk and LSC a little bit out of place there. You know, LSC did have the Flash ultimate there at the beginning of the fight, which was dodged by the Vault Breaker on Chudo. Eventually wasn't enough to finish off the Varus because of the pure damage there. They were by themselves, though. You know, these are things that, like, trying to push your advantage a little bit, in the end, helps Goldie and the Silver Dwarfs because they're able to get those kill streaks ended there. I mean, that was a 9-5 kill right there, you know, going over to the blue team. That helps them a lot. You know, they're able to kind of get that goal. Honestly, at this point, they just need to group up and push. You know,
yes.
or even like Renekton is top lane. Well, why not? Let's push. You know, 1-3-1 or even 1-0-4. You know, kind of push the map a little bit. Rise is mid by himself. Looks like he's going to try to get the tower. Might have stayed a little too long. Packer does have the Rylai's. Looks like he might going to ghost away. The ultimate flash, ultimate coming out from Varus. Oh, the ultimate's coming down from Gangplank as well. Nice piercing arrow. Able to finish off that Rise. out of place, out of position, getting picked off here. Looks like might be a good opportunity there for the push, but Stock Delius is pushing top of his Renekton turret.
But he has to back off at least right now because now he's way overextended. And this is what we were talking about, you know, taking those extra 2 steps. You know, he can't opt in for that. He's, by all rights, he's dead at this point. It doesn't look like Elucida's coming with a little bit of a backup, but he's not going to be able to come in 1v4, and he actually opts into going into a 1v4. And again, Ashante just gets destroyed.
Yeah, it looks like the full time! The full
my
time.
Gosh.
Watching the Vladimir that whole fight, the exhaust coming down, looks like they're going to be able to get out. They're going to follow the Thresh. Elucida's coming in, the EQ combo, nice fly away. Looks like it's not going to be enough though. Going to be able to finish the Thresh. They do have a little bit of a wave. Another wave's coming right now. They might be able to get an in up. That is an ace. Very nicely played by Elucida, noticing that Stock was out of place, but that he's far enough ahead that he would be able to survive long enough that he could come in with the Cyclone. And then excellent bullet time from Allergic to Milk on that backline, able to really crush him, really take advantage of the fact that Vladimir just used a pool and a mobile Varus. Very nice bullet time.
Absolutely. Really doing what Misfortunes should be doing. Any support that really wants to play Misfortune at this point needs to take some notes from Allergic to Milk at this point, because he is playing that champion absolutely perfectly. He is not he's opting in for, you know, he's opting in for damage a little bit late, but you have to see on his positioning. He's with the team. He's not by himself. He's not trying to become that second AD carry that a lot of other Misfortunes really try to do. And, you know, because of that, because he's a lot more team-oriented, Allergic to Milk is a little bit more team-oriented, he's able to make that pick work out really, really well for Champion Spotlight Ocean.
Yeah, and Elucida has done a really excellent job of following. It's coming out right here. Hemoflage is coming down. Gangbang Ultimate is on the backline. Elucida is by himself getting picked off. DJ Made Hatter's taking a lot of damage. Looks like they're not going to have much to follow up. Vi does have the Flash Ultimate. Could go on him here. Comes out with the Vault Breaker. Does have the Flash still. Is he going to opt to do it? The Ghost is coming out. He does still have the damage there. He's got the red buff. Oh, DJ Mad Hatter's trying to run away. He does have the ultimate. The Assault and Battery. He's not going to use it. He's going to get snared up. Why is he not ulting? No, now he finally ults. Able to get the damage off. Maybe they're waiting for Packer to roam. Almost a risky play there. Able to get the pick on 2 of them, though. Elucida, a little biting off a little bit more than he can chew. You know, trying to go in a little bit farther than he was supposed to. Trying to go on the back line and get that damage. But they were able to kill him before he could kill anybody else.
Yeah, I think he didn't realize that the Ezreal actually got zoned out pretty hard with the Vladimir ultimate and the Gangplank ultimate coming on right on top of him. So Budnificent actually had to opt out of that fight really, really early, so he wasn't able to really output as much damage in order to counteract that engage. So, you know, just a little bit of a miscommunication there, but nothing absolutely game breaking at this point. And Budnificent actually picking up the red here, so he's going to be able to really start outputting a lot more of that damage.
Looks like there's a little Baron dance going on. Top inhib is down. That is a turret going down for for blue team. Able to get that gold going their way. They do have the top inhib going on for Champion Spotlight Ocean, so they are going to be able to maybe put some pressure on it. They don't have any, blue team doesn't have any wards on Baron, so they might be able to force. Nice damage coming out from Misfortune. Very nice Mystic Shot. Oh, going to zone him out. That is the Lantern. Are they going to turn onto this Baron now? Looks like they might be coming out to make a play here. They're going to start the Baron. The damage is coming out. Down to half health. And they're crushing it. Down to a quarter health. Vi gets snared up by the Rise. Not going to be able to go in. Vi comes in with the Vault Breaker. They still get it. The bullet time sitting on the back line. There's 1. There's 2. Going to be able to chase down the Thresh. Is Rise going to get the snare off? Ooh, gets the Q. Not going to be enough to get the snare off. They're following on. Oh, taking a barrel to the face. Allergic to Milk. Missing the arrow from Varus. Nice hook onto him. It's going to be enough to kill the Misfortune. Looks like it's going to be enough with the auto attacks. Ooh, Varus getting out of place there. Varus does have... Rise getting the snare. Going to try to chase. Stock's going down there. Looks like it's going to be the Rise versus the Gangplank. Gangplank doesn't have his ultimate up. Vi never used his ultimate in that point. Maybe just got zoned out a little bit there by the Rise snare. Granted, only 1 Baron buff. You know, it is still a Baron buff though, so that does help. Oh, is that tower going to go down? No, he's going to be able to kill it off. But granted, they still did get the Baron. That was a situation in which Chudo wasn't really able to get in because of the zoning from the Rise. And then that team fight afterwards, another team fight in which Elucida kind of went a little too far there. You know, he's trying to distract in the back line, but the whole time they're doing that, his back line isn't really able to kind of get the damage off to follow up with him.
Absolutely. And again, another credit to Illiterate to Milk. The great positioning by that Misfortune. Really, really punishing Chudo for going for that Baron, and able to get at least 3 members with that fully charged bullet time. Again, just really, really good positioning. Having to opt out, I was like, okay, well, you can try and kill me, or you can go for that Baron steal, but you're gonna lose your life for it. And that ended up being the case. And another zoning ultimate by Allergic to Milk there. Not as effective, but it does look like they're going to get this dragon.
Third Mountain Dragon, though. Ooh, Hook's going to come out and miss. Let's see what they're going to do with this now. They still have to have that top inhib down. The snare's coming out in the bottom here. The Hemoflage is used. Nice ultimate from Gangplank. Chudo's going with the Vault Breaker. Allergic Milk goes down from the Hemoflage. LSC is sitting on the back line. Does go down to the Gangplank. Not able to finish anybody off. Ooh, Stock's out a little bit out of place there. But Magnificent and DJ Matter aren't even touched. The 2 carries getting all that damage out. Packer's trying to sit there. Stock's still alive too. It's a 3v2 currently. Following up with kills. Oh, the nice damage down. Trying to blast off. He gets over the wall.
Auto
With a
attack.
nice auto attack coming up from Ezreal. Oh, here comes the ultimate from Rise. Gonna try to maybe pushing this inhib. They don't have the minions to work with though, so they're gonna kind of just. He's gonna tank this. This is kind of risky though.
They don't have
Looks
the
like they're
minions.
too
They don't
worried
have the
about the
armor.
minions. Stock is gonna opt to back out. They don't have a wave pushing for them though.
Honestly, they should have gone top because of the fact that there was no tower. That's an open inhib. Probably would have been a little bit better, but
Yeah, trying to do something with the Realm Warp a little bit. Try to make it a little play. They do still have 3 dead for. Well, Thrush is dead for. Thrush and Vi about dead for another 10 seconds. Looks like they will be able to get this tower, no problem though. W is coming out to give the attack speed to Rise. Looks like they're going to get it. They're going to opt to push more. They do still have the Baron buff. Now looks like they're going to choose to back out. Gangplank's just going to wave clear. Yeah, Elocita just went a little too far there again. Another team fight in which he's trying to make plays in the backline, but he ends up dying. The chain of corruption coming out from the Varus, able to kind of zone him out a little bit, and able to kill him before he's able to get any kills himself on the Wukong.
No, yeah, absolutely. And something else to note. Again, Chudo died without burning his ultimate. He didn't use the ultimate to its full potential, even though he could have done it to
Or at all.
to alert to well, yeah, exactly. Maybe he could have gotten that pick onto that Ezreal as well to try and make something happen. But again, it just falls without being used. How are you not going to use your ultimate as a Vi? Trying to get to that champion that normally you couldn't get to in normal circumstances.
Ooh, LSD is coming in with the Yomus, getting the damage on the EQ. Looks like Vi is just too tanky, gonna walk out of this. Looks like they might opt to get this middle inhibitor. Gangplank is just backing right now. Looks like they're gonna try to maybe push out mid off of this.
They don't have Baron anymore.
Vladimir is coming from the back line. I don't think they see him though. He's trying to get something happen. The hook on the Rise is coming out. The chain of corruption. The nice Gangplank ultimate. Vladimir is on the back line though. Coming in, the Hemoflage coming on the 2 of them. They finish off the Rise. That's the GA from the Ezreal. This is a great fight for blue team. Gonna be able to finish him off there. Oh, going down is the Ezreal. Nice barrels. Let's see if they're gonna get anything else off of this. Shudo doesn't have his ultimate anymore. Does still have flash. Very nicely played though. Very nice roam from Packer. Able to get behind them, kind of distract. LSC is going in, but while he's going in, while Beneficent and Mad Hatter are kind of trying to make plays in the Rise, and Ezreal kind of get that damage off, Packer is able to come around with the Vladimir and get that damage on the backline. Very well done. Double person Hemoflage, getting that GA from Ezreal and getting the kill as well.
Absolutely. I think it's at this point that Champion Spotlight Austin has to understand that maybe their team fight has fallen a little short. And, especially now that the Gangplank and the Vladimir are a little bit more tanky, including the Vi, is just, ooh.
Oh my gosh, that damage. This is the point of the game where that Misfortune support starts to fall off a little bit.
No, yes, absolutely.
You get the LOC that engages, but at the last fight, granted, Mad Hatter and Buddy weren't really touched the backline too much. But in team fights where they're kind of focused on a little bit, there's not much you guys can kind of do to prevent it. They don't really have much peel. LSC that each team fight has shown that he's going to be the one to die. He's going to be the one to be the front line. But at the same time, Stock is also doing the same thing. So they don't really have anyone to sit back and protect their carries. They're all trying to engage and get that front line. But because of that, when they get the flank on Buddy or they get the flank on Mad Hatter, they're going to die because they don't have anything to protect them.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They need to start designating either Stockadelius on the Renekton or Illucida on the Wukong to sit back and to protect their carries. They have the damage output. Every single fight Every single fight, Goldie and the Silver Dwarves are, they're not exactly healthy coming out of those fights. So, a little bit of peel, being able to, have your carry survive a little bit longer, could make the difference and could finish off this game, especially because death timers are becoming a little bit, more and more of an issue.
Oh my gosh, that barrel damage.
Half health.
Yeah. The Phantom Dancer, the Infinity Edge, big item on a Gangplank. Chudo does have his ultimate, and he does have Flash. They could try to make something happen here. Looks like they're going to opt to back out. They don't have any inhibs down. They do have top lane and bottom lane pushing. Gangplank barrels are missing. Looks like the Wukong, do they have vision of them, though? I don't even know if they do. I don't think they do. Oh, they do. Oh, they don't have vision of them, though. They don't know where the Renekton and the Wukong are right now. Oh, the ultimate's coming out on the Mad Hatter. Here comes the engage. Oh, the ultimate's on the Mad Hatter from Vi. He does get the tier proc, though. Not going to be able to finish him up. Sure looks like he's going to go down. But Packer's sitting on the back line. LSC is going to live as well, but Packer taking too much there. Zhonya's coming out. Looks like he's going to die, though. Ooh, the ultimate's coming out from Ezreal. Not going to be enough to kill him. Very nicely played there. Going to try to follow it up. Are they going to be able to get on this Gangplank? They do have vision on him. Oh, opting in for the EQ. Not enough to get onto him, though. That Vi just getting picked off there. Trying to make the engage, but the ultimate was coming out from Lucida to peel that. Very nice peel ultimate there to keep that Vi from killing Ryze.
Yeah, you hit the hammer. You hit the nail right on the head. This time around, both Stock and Elucido were in the back line wanting to peel that Ryze away from the Vi, and it ended up working. And now look at what's happening. They're reaping the rewards. Gangplank still has a lot of peel and everything, but at the same time, you can. Oh no, and they don't get the inhib.
Yeah, just not pushing up together there. I think it was a situation in which they thought they were just going to finish inhib, and they didn't. And then Stock was like, "I'm just going to myself," and then because of that, he wasn't able to.
Right, but again, touching back up on it. Elucida and both Stockadalis were able to peel for their carries, and good things happened. And that's pretty much the tone that they're going to have to take this entire fight. Ooh, Ezreal going to cut out here. He's going to probably go down. No, he does have the heal, and
The Gangplank ultimate?
No, it's still not going to be enough.
Close, though. Yeah, at this point, I mean... Goldie and Silver Dwarfs have worked their way back into this game almost. Looks like they're pinging Baron. Might be a risky call. There's two of them backing off. Misfortune did just back. They could start this right now and get it. But the inhib down, a little risky. They're not going to take that risk there.
Yeah, unfortunately, they don't have the deep vision that they need in order to start this securely. And Ashante actually in the bot lane, so that actually wouldn't be the best idea for Goldie and the Silver Dwarves at this point.
Yeah, I feel like the Varus just isn't having a big of an effect right. He went Deathfire Touch. He didn't go Tier, so he doesn't have the damage from what's it called, from Mirror Mana. So he doesn't have Tier. He went Deathfire Touch. He's pure armor pen build, but he's down. He's 1 and 8, so he's not really bringing that damage that you'd want from the armor pen Varus at the moment. And he went Duskblade, but that's not really a big item on Varus right now, and it does look like CSO is going to opt to start this Baron
They don't
here.
have vision.
It looks like there's not going to be much they can do about it. Crushing the Baron. Oh, nice slow coming out from Misfortune. Let's see what they're going to do with this. They're going to push mid. They're going to send Stock top. Looks like they're pinging the mid lane. Looks like they're going to try to push this up. Might be kind of risky. Gangplank does have the wave clear with the Varus. Could they opt for the Elder Dragon?
I think that's what they're going to have to go. They do have the Baron buff, so this would be a really good fight.
And 3 Mountain Dragons, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and Sal, unfortunately, getting picked off there. So at this point, I think they need to back off of this Elder Dragon. They don't. Oh no, but they absolutely
Packer and
melted.
Juno going in, but the rest of the team isn't there. Pilgrim is on the other side of this fight. He's not able to get any of his damage in. Ansante is on the back line. Looks like he's going to go down on the Rise, though. Not sure why he's back there by himself. He's getting crushed by the Rise. Man, questionable team fight. It looks like this might be game. Champion Spotlight Ocean does have the wave mid. Looks like they're going to be able to push this off here.
And they do have the Elder Dragon and the Baron with those 3 dragons on top of that. It's looking like it's going to be GG here. GG.
Yeah, the Blast Cone there, they're trying to use the advantage, but they only had 2 of them go over. They had Packer go over and they had Chudo go over. You didn't have your 2 carries. You didn't have Enchante, and you didn't have a Scott Pilgrim. Your 2 damage carries to get in the backline. So only Vladimir and Vi were over the wall, and because of that, they were able to kill them, without having any damage to follow up. Very nicely played by Champion Spotlight Ocean. Those early dragons that really came back to help They were able to get Baron in under about 3 or 4 seconds. After that, they went right to Elder Dragon. Sal did get picked off, but they weren't able to get over the wall really quick. Varus and Gangplank have no real way of getting over the wall. Because of that, they were able to make the pick on them. Very nicely played.
All right. So, GG to Champion Spotlight Auction. Very well played. And actually, something that I was going to touch on, if they had lost that team fight, is the fact that they needed to finish off that game relatively quickly because two of their I believe it was the Wukong and the Misfortune were both at full build. So they were already going to start to fall off when it came to damage and when it came to item builds at the same time. Buddy was only about, I think he was only 300 or 400 away from completing what I believe to be a Bloodthirster or some other vampiric item. I think he was only like 300 or 400 gold away from finishing that, so he would have started falling off as well. But they ended it in a very good fashion.
By the way,
excuse me.
You're black screened right now.
I'm not.
Now it just loaded. There you go.
Got you.
But yeah, I mean, looking at the damage numbers here, Ezreal putting a good amount of damage out, but that Gangplank putting out so much damage, and DJ Mad Hatter 42,000 damage on this Rise. He was one of those picks that they didn't really focus on too much. They didn't really try to get him on the back line. Chudo uses ultimate on Allergic to Milk a lot, or on Magnificent a lot, rather than on DJ Mad Hatter on this Rise, and because of that, he kind of was just able to do whatever he wanted. He was able to land these snares, able to land the EQ combo, just get all that damage off while nobody really focused him too much.
Absolutely. So, question we all been talking about: who do we give the MVP to? Game 1. Who do you got?
I'm gonna have to give it to Allergic to Milk. Gonna have to give it to my boy Sal. Had some very nice Bard ultimates, kind of able to kind of zone them off a little bit. I'm going to have to honestly give it to him for the series. We definitely were talking about the Misfortune pick maybe not being the best pick, but he proved us wrong. He had really some nice plays in team fights, was able to kind of zone out in the laning phase a little bit, put that Varus very far behind, and, actually made the Misfortune support, very effective.
I think I'm going to have to 100% agree on you right there. He was such a big impact on the Bard the first game. I believe that there, if I'm not mistaken, there wasn't exactly an ultimate that he hit on Bard that he missed. Actually, he didn't whiff any ultimates, including himself, but that's besides the point. But they really relied on that Bard to get those 3-4-man ultis that really turned the tide, especially late game. With that Bard, and absolutely the second game I'm also going to have to give it to Sal because of the fact that he made that Misfortune pick work even through all the criticism that we gave him. He was just able to do some amazing things on that champion, especially early, and really punishing Chudo for not being able to gank and to make that pick really, well, for lack of a better term, worthless with those Vi ganks. So I'm going to absolutely have to give it to Allergic to Milk as well.
Let's get him in here. I'll send him a message. Yeah, those are some good games there. I think a lot of the reason why Golding and the Silver Dwarfs didn't really win is they didn't have a lot of team kind of coordination. And I think Champion Spotlight Auction kind of worked really well together. They kind of utilized their team comps. They were never by themselves. They were always with 3 or 4 people, and they really worked really well together there.
Yeah, and no discredit to Goldie and the Silver Dwarfs because they were playing with 2 subs.
That's true.
The thing is that those 2 substitutions, that lack of synergy, that just really cut through everything that happened, especially in the first game. That lack of synergy is what really, honestly speaking, lost them that game outright. By every single way of looking at it, they should have won that game. That Yasuo was so far ahead of Budnificent and that entire bot lane. He had the push power. He had the team fight. He had everything in his power to be able to make that game work for him, but he wasn't able to because of that lack of synergy with the rest of the team, and especially with the lack of synergy with his support, because his support wasn't even with him, because I believe the music dude, he was where he needed to be, and that was with the team. And, honestly speaking, maybe he should have been with the team too, and to be able to use, like I said, a lot of that gold to really good use and to be able to get those picks in a team fight situation.
All right. We got Sal as our pal. Allergic to milk, but definitely not allergic to winning. Congratulations, Sal. You've been selected as MVP for the series. Congratulations on a really well-played series. You're here, right, Sal? Rest in pepperonis.
Is he not? Is he not in here? No,
Oh,
there
I'm
he
here.
is. Oh, there he
somewhere.
is.
Hey,
There
there
he
he
is.
is. Congratulations on MVP, Sal. Very nicely job done. We definitely thought you had a very large impact on the game. So my first question here is going to be going back to first game. So they lock in the Yasuo AD carry. Definitely something unexpected. And he got ahead a lot. But you guys were kind of able to shut him down. What were your focuses in team fights? Like, what were kind of your goals to shut him down a lot towards the end of the game?
I think we were just trying to shut down everybody but Yasuo. So when I was ulting, I tried to ult like Kennen and stuff like that during team fights, and we just got a lot of picks.
Yeah,
Like,
I get that. Lead
like
by
Thresh-
himself, so you can
Thresh-
kind of focus him
Thresh
after.
got picked out a lot, and like Bard slows like for infinite. So, I don't know. We just got a lot of picks. I think we got pretty lucky, and we just kind of came back. So.
All right, sounds good. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to take the initiative on here. Misfortune support, the dreaded champion of solo queue. What was your thought process going into that champion? You know, what exactly did you have to tell yourself that you needed to do in order to make that pick effective, or what do you believe makes that pick so effective?
I thought it was just really. The way I looked at it is I was just trying to peel for my team. I remember I think it was right in the mid fight, and I was right in the bush, and I think it was GP. I peeled off GP and their jungler, three of them with my ult, and they couldn't get near, and then Renekton and all them kind of cleaned up. So it's just good peel, really.
Okay.
Now, talking about looking forward here, so you know, we were speaking a lot about how we thought you guys really worked well together, and you had some good team synergy. We could definitely see that synergy starting to form. What are things you guys think you can improve on going forward? What are things you guys are looking to fix for next week?
Listening to our shot caller better, for sure.
Okay.
Well, Sal, you are the shot caller, so how do you listen to yourself better? I don't know if you're confused.
I don't call, man. I'm Sal's game reviews. Check it out.
Sal's game reviews. There it is. The shameless plug.
Hey man, but I don't have any more questions. What about you, Greg?
I'm good to go.
All right, man. Well, hey,
All right,
Sal,
man.
look, congratulations on your second MVP of the season. Well deserved. Being able to get that pick, especially that misfortune pick. I'm sorry, I'm going to be talking about that pick for a while now because you made it work, man. But absolutely, congratulations. And, man, good luck to you on the next one.
Thanks, you. You guys definitely improved on your shot calling a lot. You guys are doing great.
Oh, we are
Watch-
solid shot callers, that's
Yeah.
for sure. Thanks, Sal. Appreciate
Can't
it.
wait to watch the games
All right.
on twitch.tv/PMA.
Hey,
Hey,
All right,
LCS.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, my bad.
Sal's game reviews, everybody.
Can we get a plug in the chat, please? Greg, can you do
Yeah.
that?
Sal's game reviews?
Yeah, go for it. Give him that plug. Let's hook our man up right now. There it is, baby. Sal'sGameReviews.weebly.com. Go ahead, go check it out, because apparently, I actually heard that if you actually look at all those game reviews, you can actually become a godlike misfortune support like Sal over here. So you're definitely going to want to check that out. But hey, man, like I said, Sal, thanks for your time. Congratulations on your second MVP of the season, and man, good luck to you on the next one.
I think he left already.
Possibly, but it's all good. So I'm gonna go ahead and just move him out. All right. Well, that pretty much wraps it up for us over here. Greg, is there anything you want to say at the end?
Follow the stream. As always, give us a follow. If you're not already, give us a follow. It'll allow you to know when we're streaming. I think we still have one more match this week. Maybe if one of our fellow casters actually got off his ass and scheduled his match, we know when it was. But right now, it's still to be determined.
I mean, that's fine.
So that'll be Team 7 versus Team 1, right?
That's
Team 7
right.
versus Team 1. So that'll probably be lit this week. We do have a match tomorrow night. If anyone's interested, at 10:45, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time PM. That'll be Team 2 versus Team 1. That should be a really good match. Both some really good teams right there. So tomorrow night, 10:30 PM. And other than that, give us a follow.
Yeah, guys. Right now we are sitting at about 1,300 views. That is absolutely awesome. I think we're about halfway done with the season at this point, right?
Well, one more week. Yeah, we're give or take about halfway. Wow,
Yeah,
that's weird.
so we're about halfway and everything. So, guys, definitely shout outs to every single person that tunes in after every, or rather, that tunes in to every single match, that really likes to watch, and it really affects us. You know, because we love doing this. I don't know about Greg, but I absolutely love casting and everything.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just me trying to like listen to my own voice a lot of the time, even though that's a really big plus. But hey, guys, thanks for everyone that shows up at every single match to watch this, because we're honestly doing it for y'all. It's for entertainment reasons, and man, it's just been an absolute blast. So thank you guys so much. All right, and I think that'll pretty much wrap it up for us here. So this is Sebastian signing off.
And Gerg7.
All right, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Oh, wait. Later.
Later, skater.